Hello! In this short video, I will show you how to use the different macros that I have shared in this blog post. With ERStudio Data Architect, you can specify some custom properties using attachments from your data dictionary. For instance, in this submodel, we can see some custom properties, attachments with different values on my different entities. If I edit my table, I can see some different columns. In my attachment bindings tab, I have the different attachment link to my table. And if I go to my columns, I can see the same. In the attachment binding for the column itself, I have some different values. If I have all these existing attachments available, I can maybe want to use them every time I will create a new project. For instance, I have some different macros, and here I have the wGenerate attachments to Excel, and if I run this macro, click yes, I will automatically generate an Excel spreadsheet with all the different objects attachments available in this file. You can see here the name, the attachment type, so which column, which object will be linked to this different attachment, and I have here the data type of the attachment itself, and if it's a text list, I can define this text list here. So I have all my list of different attachments directly available in this spreadsheet. I can save my spreadsheet and then I will use it later. For instance, I will replace this one. Yes. Default attachments. Now I have a spreadsheet with all my different attachments. If I create a new project, for example, my data dictionary is empty, and if I want to populate him with all the attachments we just exported, I can go to the same folder, and I have two different macros, read attachment from Excel with UI, and this one, which is directly the script without any UI. I will use this one. I will select the file we just created. I have only, this project is not shared in my repository, so I have only one local data dictionary. I will strongly recommend to use an enterprise data dictionary to store all these different attachments, to share this same enterprise data dictionary across the different projects. However, if you just have the ERStudio Data Architect Standard Edition, you can still use the local data dictionary, like I will show in this example. And I will use the last macro, wBind attachment, directly called through this macro at the end. I click OK, and automatically it has imported my different attachment. If I go back to my data dictionary, I can see here the different attachment which has been populated. If we go back to our data model, we can add some new entities. We can add some different attributes. For example, if I double-click on my entity, I can see that all my attachments are available, but they are not bound directly to my entity. That's exactly the same for the attributes. So I will cancel it. I will go back to my macros and I will run the bind attachment ERObject to ERObject. We click the run button. We can see all the different attachments bound to the entity, and if I go to my attributes, I can see from the attachment binding the different attributes linked to my the different attachments linked to my attribute. Okay. Now, if you want to go even further, you can edit the ERSBasicHandlers, and you can add some different call. For example, here I'm using the macro we just used before to bind the different attachment to the ER object. It's just calling when I create a new entity, it will call this method once again. Here, for the attribute and columns, it will handle it more properly. It will directly get the attribute from the parameter when it is created, and it will bind all the different attachment link to the different attributes. And otherwise, when I create a new diagram, to create diagram, I call the macro wRead attachment from Excel. It will automatically read it. Be careful, all these paths are using a full path. This is where I have saved the different macros from the blog post. You have to update this when you copy the script from the blog post itself. And for my attribute here for the entity itself, it is the same. The paths need to be updated. And so if I am using this basic handlers, if I go to my options, from my options I have automation options. If I activate the create handlers, so the script I just show you, it will be now active. If I create, I will minimize this. If I create a new project, automatically you can see that all my attachment has been imported. So if I go to my data dictionary, I can see them. And now if I create a new entity, if I add a new ID, for example, I double click and I can see from my ID, if I navigate to the attachment binding, I can see all the attachment and exactly the same for the entity itself. So it is automatically populated through the last macro I show you, which was ERSBasicHandlers. That's it for this video. Cheers.